Hey guys, what's up? It's ShifterFan here with a new video. In this one, I'll actually be playing Zerg. So, for those who haven't seen this game before, you have a battery that needs to be powered up by this generator, and then it feeds the units, the Marines. So I'm AFK at the start a little bit. I think I was just all tabbed. So, usually there's going to be like two sides you have to defend. The one that's closer to middle, you want two Marines at. This one, and then you're going to patrol your battery from your generator to your Marines. I have a shift patrol there. I create an SCV. I make refineries for gas income and farms for mineral income. Usually I'll make one or two shock troopers early. One shock trooper early, maybe a second one a little bit later if I'm being full focused. And I right click Reapers onto here to kill this rock so that I can expand to this and get another refinery and two farms. I'm creating a wall here because I noticed they're going to focus me because my teammates are leaving, this guy's pushed in, and I'm saving up for a shock trooper. I delayed my first shock trooper for an earlier farm because I noticed my top left guy was being focused first, so that allows me to get more mineral income early. Okay, I didn't troll there, so I got a full wall off there. Honestly, like, there's just such a huge mass coming. I'm not used to playing 1v6s, so I'm not sure what the optimal strat is for that. But this usually defends, like, full focus from one person pretty early. But there's just so many units. I honestly wasn't expecting this many units. I thought because they would lose their initial spawners that it would be just a super easy defense. I usually... Yeah, I'm just getting focus from both sides. And I recall the Reapers that are attacking the rock to defend here. I just noticed I couldn't defend this and I couldn't defend this, so I'm retreating back here, but there's just a ton of units. So I have to sack this and that. I think if I played it better, I would have been fine. I have way too many SCVs because I was trying to have SCVs repair here. Plus 3 to build other stuff because I thought I was going to hold, but I played it bad. So I lose this refinery, that wall, this refinery, a few farms. Not the best start. And then a 1v6. Or 1v2, sorry. So, yeah, hopefully this replay just shows you what you can do versus when you're being focused. Because obviously I'm being focused. My teammates aren't getting anything. And hopefully it shows you why you really don't want to kill Terrans, because it just hurts your own income. And oh my god, I lost a Marine there. I was trolling. Okay, you don't want to kill Terrans early because it hurts your own income, and when it hurts your own income, he's trolling with drones here. So just a few shock trooper. I don't have enough energy for the So shock troopers have this ability called ground pulse. I'm like really inting here. What the hell? So yeah, in the future when I'm doing a 1v2, I'm just gonna build mostly in base and then slowly push out. And also, yeah, I was just kind of confused why they have so many units. Because there's a lot more than being full focused. So I expand to this area. Yeah, sorry. So back to my original point. Like, you really don't want to kill Terrans because, first of all, you're only going to kill bad Terrans, and it's going to hurt your own income, which is your allies' ego as well, and it can put you really far behind. And usually, you have to put a form of investment into it. This is not going my way. Oh my god, I am playing bad. Holy. I really just keep thinking I'm going to hold. And then I underestimate it. Okay. So yeah, like, this has not gone my way, right? Like, I have lost a ton of stuff. I've lost like a Marine, a Reaper, the battery, all this stuff in here. I'm a 1v2. But like, yeah. So yeah, don't kill people when you're Zerg because it really just hurts yourself. Before the 11-minute mark, After the 11 mark, that's perfectly fine. Second of all, Zerg has a really weak early game. So in a normal game, when you're being like more reasonably focused, not from both Zergs with 0 allies alive, you can easily defend like anything, like if you're a good player. So you really don't want to do early game strats as Zerg. It just doesn't work. And hopefully this shows you that when your teammates die before minute 11, you should consider that as a good thing, not a bad thing. Because it'll hurt Zerg more than they probably would have helped you. Oh my god, I'm rusty in this game. I missed microing. I should have my units a little bit further back. This strategy is fine when I don't have AoE and I have like mostly Reapers. But when I can easily just ground pulse this, grouping up is not ideal for them. And when you're getting focused, you usually just want to have your initial 3 Marines that you spawned with, like maybe 2 to 4 shock troopers if you're being full focus, just 1 if you're being like not focused at all, and then usually just like 6 Reapers to kill this, maybe a little bit more if you're getting super hardcore focused, and allows you to expand. So I'm going to want at least 1 shock trooper on each side. So I'm just having these units come over so I can get this wall off. I'm always just so close to getting this wall off. I just need a little bit more DPS in the area. Usually I don't like Reapers here, but because it's having constant attacks, I think it's fine. Because Reapers don't use energy to attack, so usually you want them in the place that's being constantly focused to save energy. And then like if there's only 1 or 2 units occasionally coming, well at that point you just use SCVs to out repair them. But like say there's like 4 of these ranged creepers, you'd want like just 1 Marine here or 2 Marines, because they can conserve their energy when they're not full attack. Ugh, I'm tired. I had like 4 hours of sleep last night. So I'm super far behind. Like I honestly should have had all these refineries and an armory maxed out at the 8-minute mark. No, sorry. These can be upgraded for 80 minerals. I should have had all 4 of these upgraded by the 8-minute mark, and an armory around here. So as I discussed in my previous video, there's 3 special buildings. They each have upgrades or utility within the building, and they also have like a AoE passive around them. So like construction yard will be useful here, where it can defend the walls, make the walls more tanky. The armory gives +1 attack damage, which is useful when you have a significant army, because that increases my Reaper's damage from like 3 to 4. Same with the Marines, and I can have upgrades for the Marines in here. And it also gives them range increase, which is really good, especially on the Reapers, because they kind of have low range, because the Marines are 8 range and these Reapers are 5 range. So putting them up to 7 is pretty good. And yeah, I just have, yep. I just have a few of these units on patrol, so they'll automatically defend the weaker side. At this point, so yeah, another attack. Let's do a few ground pulses. Easy defense. So I usually do sheeps in the beginning until I get all of these to +2. And then I'll put down my construction yard if I don't already have it. Usually it's good to do it if you're getting like constantly focused on one side. So you can put all your army strength on the armory and getting buffed there. And then, yeah, so after I get the construction on this side, I will start getting the cows instead of sheep because they give you more. It allows you to invest your minerals into more mineral income. Because usually gas is the limiting resource, right? Because you need that for mineral income and you need that for upgrades. So gas is usually a better resource than minerals. The exception being at like the very start of the game when you have like 10 minerals per minute and like 100 gas or whatever you start with. And the reason minerals are more important at that stage is because it allows you to get more gas farm later in the game by securing these refineries. So yeah, they should be doing a more constant attack because I have a few shock troopers. So at this point, okay, so this tech lab, it automatically attacks and I can do the charge up, which I right click here and I left click this automatic charging. And every time it charges up, it goes to like the next tier, which gives me more damage. By having the Reapers here in the tech lab, I have a lot of passive damage that doesn't use up energy when I'm attacking. Let's just use my camera. So, yep. And then I build 2 power pylons so my batteries don't have to travel as far so I can upgrade this tech lab faster. I built this tech lab the moment I started floating energy on the generator, so it allows me to use it more defensively. This is in a more risky location than being back in the base, but it helps me do damage for free. So I can be more greedy with charging up the tech lab, and it also is defensive. So like 14 damage is pretty significant. So pretty much just 1 ground pulse there and tech lab, and I got it. I put the Reapers in the armory range because I thought it was better because they'd be doing more damage and they would have increased range. And yeah, I have my energy units a little bit further back so they're not constantly attacking and wasting energy when I really don't need them. And the reason I have it so near my armory is because it protects this tech lab, which is otherwise pretty hard to defend. So what upgrades have I gotten so far? I've got nothing on the armory because I really don't feel like I need it. So I've mostly just been ecoing up, starting to get cow farms and whatnot. All my refineries are +2. I've gotten 2 of these gas extractions. Oh my god. I've gotten the free walls and the walls share HP upgrade. That allows me to mass more walls without spending too much money on them. And like at this point, I'm just like kind of just chilling and ecoing. I don't really get a lot of 1v2s. I feel like they're kind of easy after this game. By saying I don't get a lot of 1v2s, this is my first 1v2. So, yeah, I would have built more in the base if I had known it was going to be harder defending in the very beginning. because I was just doing my normal I'm getting focused strat, where I just don't care. So yeah, this is kind of what my base looks like right now. Normally I like expanding to these 5th and 6th gases. I usually have a hard time defending this one, so I don't go for it too much. But you could put Reapers there, like a wall here, Reapers and SCVs, and it might pay for itself. Probably does. But I usually like going for 5th and 6th, but not in this 1v2 scenario. I'm just trying to... I'm trying to play greedy in a different way by amassing a Talus here. I wasn't really sure what strategy would be best. I feel like the tier 1 Marine mass would be kind of risky. Especially because I'm kind of far behind, so I'd probably miss my timing. They would have infestors and then I would lose afterwards. So I was like kind of thinking like tier 2 or tier 3. I feel like tier 3 pushes are kind of int. They work versus weaker Zergs, but yeah. So another trick I haven't mentioned yet is there's like holes here. So if an SCV gets stuck here, you just build a wall like here and here, and that allows them to like go to the next open space. So I'm just trying to macro here. The reason I haven't been using my camera is because half the game my camera is just on my base macroing. Since this game, one improvement I started making is like I'll have one cow farm out here, one cow farm out here, or one sheep farm, whatever. And that allows me to like not have to watch them travel all this distance. So that saves some time with ecoing. But at the end of the day, it's just mineral income. Whereas gas income is the more important one. It's not like getting mineral income faster will get me more mineral income in the long run. It might just get me my energy upgrades faster or something. So I have a decent amount of cows. Oh. So I'm getting this gas extraction 3 upgrade. It takes like... So it's 2 gas every 3 minutes. I know it says 1 gas every 3 minutes, but it's doubled with solid foundation, which just happens after like being alive for 5 minutes. So it's 2 gas every 3 seconds. And it costs 350 gas. I can't remember the exact math, but it takes like... Well, let me think. It's 350 seconds times 1.5. I'm really tired. 525 seconds. That's like 8 minutes. 35 seconds? I don't know. I don't care. Just to pay for itself. So the game has to go for a while for that to be even worth it. I probably shouldn't all have gotten this game. But whatever. So I'm trying to get the marine upgrades, not because I need them defensively. Oh, this shattering laser is OP, by the way. If you have marines and you need to live, really good upgrade. But I've also just been working on my Talus game. And my energy upgrades are doing great. I'm noticing, I just started getting this force field because I can't go get my batteries to go from the power pylon to the tech lab fast enough. So I built a few power pylons so they wouldn't have to travel as far. One thing that's nice about this strategy is you don't really have to micro the tech lab. You can just have both of these on all the time. But the one caveat to that is you can't have a power pylon. Yeah, like I think this battery is within range of this power pylon and it can feed the tech lab, which means there'll be a point where it just constantly feeds this one battery and it always goes into the tech lab and never feeds your units. But if it has to travel a little bit of distance before being able to go to the tech lab, then you don't have that issue. The battery will go back to the power pylon, recharge your Marines first, and then recharge your tech lab. So you have to worry about your Marines getting starved of energy. Yep, so here we are just attacking. I don't really need these Marines at all, so I'm just starting to mass them there. I kind of stopped at this income. I don't know if that's optimal or not, but it's a decent number for vets especially. So another thing is, say you didn't even need the research. Okay, yeah. So you need the research tier 2 and tier 3 equipment on this tech lab here. That's one thing I didn't mention. And let's say you didn't need to do that. You can make tier 1 Marines, tier 2 Marines, tier 3 Marines right from the start of the game. What would you do? Like, would you go straight to elites? And the answer to that is no. You'd make your tier 1 Marines while they have like any unit that has like 1 or 0 armor. And then the moment they have like 2 to 4 armor, I think, yeah, you want vet Marines. So that would be like roaches, primal roaches, and yeah. And then ultras are like, it doesn't matter if you make vets or elites. And then if they have brutas, you want elites. So the elites are only good if they have brutas. Otherwise, just make tier 1 or tier 2 Marines is fine. And it saves you a ton of gas here. But the moment they have brutas, you need elites ASAP. Because vets will they do 7 damage. You can get them to 8 damage by being in the armory. But they still only do 1 damage to brutas, so you need elites. Or you need a Talus, or you need Tech Lab, or you need this sentry gun, which I never use. But it's decent. For example, I could have like 1 sentry gun here instead of these Marines, and that'd be fine. It would be a little bit less energy efficient, but it'd be easier to micro, which is easier for some people. The reason this is less energy efficient is because it overkills. And to upgrade the sentry gun, you also need 2 upgrades in fortification, and then you get this, or is it 3? I don't know, 2 or 3, and then you get plasma cannons. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend that a lot. I think they can be decent versus tankling all-ins. I've seen that, but you also don't even need them versus tankling all-ins. You can live just a normal macro playstyle versus any kind of early game all-in. So yeah, I don't know. It's just something if you want to troll usually. That's the main reason I see it. So I've just been autocasting vets this whole time. So this is what I was kind of talking about. Like, it just constantly goes to this battery, constantly goes to this tech lab, and it never goes to these Marines. All these batteries are starting to starve. These Marines are starting to starve. So I just had a little bit further out, and the battery had to travel just a little bit distance, I wouldn't have that issue. So initially I had a large entrance because I kind of wanted to play aggressive, but then I decided against it. So that's that reason there. And then I was thinking about pushing this way. But, I don't know. I just decided not to. Another thing is, it's like so much easier to push from the middle, which is why I love being middle. I know a lot of people don't like it because you get focused, but I don't really mind getting focused, usually. So if you push to the middle, you just clear this way. You only have to clear this giant spine, and you killed up there. The reason I didn't ion this is because it can easily be countered by infestors, and then I would just basically lose 40 charges for nothing. So yeah, I'm just gonna get to 40 charges and then push, get energy on everything. It's kind of what I'm waiting for. I made this wall bigger so I could actually get my army through it without spending like 4 years. And I pretty much have all the upgrades. I'm waiting for this upgrade here too, conservation level 2, so that I don't run out of energy during my push. But yeah, I'll have all the upgrades for tier 2. I never needed to buy this mobile squad training. It's good if you already have some like tier 1 marines. But I think I only had like 5 tier 1 marines, so I decided against it. But I'll get it after if I have to get tier 3. I'm just going for a death push here. It's kind of late because of my bad early game. But the Zerg is also way behind because they were like upgrading their slowing spawners, which is also another thing you should not be doing. It's just bad, to be honest. I closed this, by the way. And I'm just using my tech lab. It has an energy warp. And then I can use the power field to do extra damage here. I was kind of inting here by not... I just have a large enough mass to be able to power through that. If I had less, I wouldn't be able to do that. So, yeah, usually you want to like scan and like stasis cannon the infestors so they can't transfuse, and then you can easily kill the giant spine. Like that was a giant spine right there, and it just dies instantly. And then from here, the game's just over. So at this point, I just kind of troll. I was thinking about doing Ring Around the Rosie. Yeah, that it just dies so much faster without infestors, because infestors can make it go from 1300 HP to 2900, and then on top of that, they can transfuse to make it even more tanky. And then you combine that with like hydras or like the slow from the hatchery, or like infused roaches, and you can kill anything. Like you can kill tons of elites with that strat. But if you play too aggressive early game, you don't have enough money for that. So that's another reason not to do that. So it doesn't matter. I don't know if the infestors were there the first time, so I'm glad I didn't change, or glad I didn't ion. Just kind of inting here. Not inting, just trolling. But yeah, game's over. And yeah, so hopefully you guys learned some of the mechanics of Zerg. I was kind of trolling a little bit, but whatever. Alright, GG guys, see you next video.